This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, Real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child, Johnny Karlic.
I believe it's Hedwig to you, but
Okay,
I'm going to hand Patricia the light now.
I am joined by Hedwig.
Now, why don't you run along, little duck,
So now,
and finish your introduction.
so I believe that your name is Patricia, right? That's
Yes.
who I'm talking to?
Yes.
Okay. So I have Hedwig and Patricia today. I would like John J. Karlic to come to the light. Just as long as you don't let the beast out, I think we'll be okay. But I would like
in the light.
Yeah, I would like John J. Karlic to have the light now. But welcome into our review of Glass. Johnny and I went and saw it this past Friday. This is kind of our bonus podcast where we give you guys our thoughts, our review, and then at the end what we do in case you're new. Plus, we haven't done one of these in a while.
It's been a little while.
I'll be completely honest. 2018 was not a good year for us.
No. A lot of things going on.
2017 was great. We saw a bunch of movies. The last one that we saw was that horrible Mummy movie. Or at least, oh no, it's not.
I was gonna say, well, it was not the last
It
one we
was
saw.
not. It's the last one on the list because I, for that year, have already, I just sorted them by best score to worst score.
Oh,
and of course,
okay.
it's got the worst score of 2017
Yep.
with a 2. So just before this, I'm going to review a little bit. 2017, we started doing our movie reviews with Logan. That has our best numbers. That, Guardians, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man Homecoming, Golden Circle, Thor Ragnarok, all had the best scores that year. The worst score was The Mummy that had an average of a 2. Last year, we didn't see as many movies. But our best score, we had 3, I think, that were in the 5 category. And those were Super Troopers, Infinity War, Deadpool 2. Our worst movie of 2018 at a 2.75. Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I gave it a 2.5. You gave it a 3. And it is our worst movie.
I mean, did better than
2018.
2017's worst movie.
By like 0.75.
Yeah.
By 0.75, because you still thought The Mummy was a 3 out of 5.
I'm kind of nice with my ratings.
Very nice. But we are going to start anew in 2019. And with the first movie of 2019, we went ahead and saw Glass. Before we get into everything, make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluable-podcast. We love our patrons. We cannot do what we do. We can't do these movie reviews without the help from our patrons. So go ahead and click that link. Go on to that Patreon page down below in the description. But Johnny, I'm going to start from you. What's your first overall kind of thought with Glass after we saw it on Friday?
I love the whole way they did everything. The way they connected the universe. And yeah, some people may consider... I'm going to take this off now.
Oh, Patricia's not coming back?
No, she doesn't get the light for a while. I do like the everything they went through. I mean, the build-up was necessary, if you ask me, especially if you haven't seen Split or Unbreakable.
Which neither of us have.
Neither of us have.
I've seen like scenes on YouTube of
Same.
Split.
That's about it. I haven't actually seen them, and I am going to go back and watch them now because, not just because of this movie, I did want to see them before, but now more so because of this movie. I want to see those movies. And yeah, shame on me for not seeing Unbreakable sooner when that came out in our childhood. But anyways, no, I love the way, and the introduction was great because it kind of gave you an idea of what these other characters that they had other movies for were all about. Glass himself was great. I loved Samuel L. Jackson's role as Glass.
I'm going to say this. It's a weird trip. Like Glass is a weird
trip, though.
Journey that you take on with the movie because it's the thing I found weird about it is it's a superhero movie without being a superhero movie.
Exactly.
And I think part of it is that's why, I mean, we don't get into this, but like box office and stuff, because right now the last thing I saw with it is that it's like just barely above or barely below Split's box office. so far it's not doing as good as they thought it would. But to me, the biggest thing that's going to affect that is the superhero fans might not go see it because they don't know it's a superhero movie, or they don't believe it's a superhero movie that they should go see.
Yeah. That's going to be a tricky one.
But it is a superhero movie.
Yeah.
And the thing
I mean, it's almost got a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen vibe to it. To some degree. I'm not going to say, oh, it's exactly like it. Or it's just got...
this is unlike any superhero movie I've seen.
It's got sort of that general vibe where they're not like Iron Man, Spider-Man, or Batman or Superman even. These are people who are just extraordinary.
Yes. Well, not just extraordinary. The thing I love about this movie is that it cements itself in realism, in the real world.
Like, these things could almost actually happen.
And it makes Bruce Willis's character, it makes McAvoy's character, it makes Samuel L. Jackson's character, Glass, Crumblewall,
Kevin Wendell Crumb.
And then
let's just call him Kevin.
And then Pete Dunne.
You and me, let's just call him Kevin.
So Kevin, Glass, and then Dunne, or the what
David Dunne,
the
by
overseer. I said Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne is totally different.
Yeah.
But the overseer, it kind of made them to where, yes, they're extraordinary, but I like the whole thing of like their powers are a mystery. Like,
and they're humanistically extraordinary, which is nice.
Exactly. Where it's like, for example, McAvoy's character has limitations.
Exactly.
Dunn's character has limitations. And even Mr. Glass has limitations. Like, obviously, his bones are brittle. So, I mean, that's one thing. But with this movie, as we're kind of in non-spoilery mode, the biggest thing that it's not a bad thing, but it's a good thing, is that it's different.
Yeah.
It's different than any superhero movie. And that allows you at the end to kind of hit some different thoughts, different deep dives into some things that you necessarily cannot do with a Captain America. You cannot do with a Batman. You cannot do with anybody from DC or Marvel.
Exactly.
And that's what I truly like about it. Although, I'm going to say this, and this might give away something from my final score. It's not a perfect movie. It's got its faults. But overall, it's a new take on the superhero genre in my mind.
It's honestly a fresh take on things.
Anything you think we need to add in non-spoiler mode before we jump into spoiler?
I think it's going to get kind of hard until we get spoiler, because we're already like on the verge of spoiler mode.
Kind of. So what we do here is we just went through non-spoiler mode. If you haven't seen the movie, hit pause, go see the movie, come back. We will be here patiently waiting. The Horde will keep me entertained with...
we're going to keep you entertained, bro.
Yeah, they're going to keep me entertained. They almost
He's
got
no
me.
longer in the light again.
But I mean, they will keep me entertained. Hopefully the Beast doesn't come out so I'm still alive when you guys get back. But if you haven't seen it, hit that pause button.
Better hurry, you guys.
Because right now, Johnny, we are heading into... Or I'm sorry, is Johnny in the light now? Do we have Johnny in the light?
We'll put him in the light for now.
Okay, so we're jumping into spoiler mode. What's the first thing in spoiler mode that you want to hit?
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm putting the pressure on you, bruh. Do you want to jump all the way to the end? Do you want to start from the beginning?
Let's start from the beginning.
So in the beginning, I want to ask you this. With you coming in, both of us, I'm just going to go right through it.
There was light.
I'm just going to go right through it. So with you coming in, not seeing Unbreakable, not seeing Split.
Yeah.
How was it for you? Because there's going to be people that didn't see Unbreakable because it came out in 2000.
Yeah.
People that didn't see Split because they probably didn't like... I just thought Split was a horror movie.
Film. It did look like a horror film, which I would still go see. I just didn't have the opportunity.
It was not...
to like go see it with
broadcasted.
Someone.
It wasn't marketed as a superhero film.
I wonder if they knew it was going to be back then, because this is all M. Night Shyamalan.
They did, because
maybe
James...
not, I don't know about Unbreakable.
James McAvoy said that when he first started filming, didn't know that Split was a sequel to Unbreakable. Someone had to tell him that.
Yeah.
Like on set, somebody had to tell him that, yes, this is a sequel to Unbreakable. He just thought it was a horror film. And that's just thought his thought process going in. What was your thought as someone who didn't see those first two films coming into Glass?
What was nice is that I didn't have to see them going in because they explained enough of these two other characters for me to get what was going on and not feel like I was lost.
Yes.
Where like a Marvel movie, there's some of them, if you go see Infinity Wars and have seen nothing else, good luck. Good freaking luck, because you're not going to know most of what's going on other than the general story right there. Oh, I don't know anything about this person or this person. Why this person? Why does Thor have short hair? I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. So you're not going to know why is Groot a child now? I don't know. So like that one, you're going to have a shit ton that you missed, that you lost. This one, I didn't feel like I was lost in anything. Yeah, there's probably details that are like more specific details that I may have just missed and glossed over. It felt like a little bit, okay, like once or twice maybe, and not even like deeply where I thought about it the first time I saw it, because I saw it twice this weekend. It was like, okay, maybe I would know more about this scene if I saw this. But for the most part, I don't know about you, I didn't feel that way.
No, the only thing I can think about that might be like that is Dunn's character.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, like the very beginning, because I came in the same with you, didn't see Unbreakable, didn't see Split. At first, I was like, all right, I want to know more about his son. Like, did they talk about his son a lot in the first one? Did they do anything with him in the first one? Because he would have been younger in that one, and they've had flashbacks into this.
Yeah,
with
they
younger
have flashbacks
James
with the son.
Dunn.
I would like to see like not the necessarily we know, and it was reiterated over and over that the train crash was the thing that kicked off his powers,
triggered it.
Yeah, but I want to see like I would have liked to see, and I guess in generally in the whole movie, see more of like the delve into his powers a little bit. But that's what Unbreakable was for.
No, I'm sorry, Joseph Dunn, not James Dunn. Joseph.
You're getting these names really wonky, man.
I'm
just messing
I'm
with
keeping with some of them, but I mean,
I'm getting jiggy with it.
For me, the thing that I like most about it, and this review in spoiler mode because of the type of movie it is.
Yeah,
we're not going to be like Logan where we go through this to
everything.
This to this.
We literally told you all of Logan.
We're just going to be talking about like some like organic things and just theories wise. Here's the thing I love about this entire movie, and it starts with Mr. Glass.
Yes,
where I feel like it's almost. There's an obsession for him.
Yeah.
With those comic books and with the stories of comics. And yes, he's a very smart individual. That's why he was able to, his whole master plan at the end of why he wanted to go through the tunnels. Oh my God, he didn't need to get to that building. I gave him all the cameras that he wanted right
he needed.
here. Like how he would trick the employees to, I've got 1 more minute before I've got to get back so I can still talk to you here, and
faking the how heavily sedated he was for as long as he did.
Yes, because he was having the aspirin,
hiding
in his wheelchair in
Yeah.
the armrest. The thing that to me plays into that is think back to that train accident you said. And he even references this a little bit towards the end. He started that. Like, he was like, of course, he was the one that made the train crash.
Yeah.
But
he made those
he kind
superheroes.
of takes
credit.
He kind of takes, credit for unlocking Dunn's powers.
And for
unlocking McAvoy's power, Kevin's powers.
The Beast, for making the Beast.
Although he said it took longer for you.
Yeah.
Than it did him. And I mean, for that, it was like, that to me is like, wow, he's got this such obsession with comic books and superheroes that he's making his own. And it kind of goes into something that's not explained in the movie is how did he, and maybe this is in Unbreakable, they mention this and I missed it, but it's kind of like how did he know that Dunn was unlockable? How did he know that? Because just by looking at Dunn's character, you wouldn't think that he was a superhero. You wouldn't think that he had these powers.
No.
And that you would have to awaken them.
But that's like kind of what they show in the movie for Glass himself is he's thinking so far ahead
He's like 5-6 moves ahead of you.
Yeah, if not that. Like, his life obsession was comic books and using his mind because he couldn't use his body. We saw in the flashback with him, all it took was a carnival ride to snap his arm in like 2 to 3 places and break his ribs and I think shoulder.
How smart he was to, hey, I'm going to win these 2 giant teddy bears, put them on the side of me, put my sweater
I just wonder
here.
if he's like, I wonder if he won those or he just carries them around because he was born with that condition.
Yeah, he might
just carry those as a buffer because if someone bumps into him too hard, snaps something, like, and this is spoiling in the end. Look how all it took. Like,
well, we're in spoiler mode.
We are in spoiler mode, and I know I'm jumping to the end. When McAvoy reveals the rest is I did this, and McAvoy's the Beast character goes, I thank you for creating me and doing this. But now you can't be trusted. I'm here to protect Kevin. And then takes his shoulder and just crushes it down. And so that's breaking the shoulder, probably some ribs. And then he hits him in the chest enough to break more ribs and make his chest bleed. And then just him falling forward. How many bones he broke just falling forward. I would say the fact that carrying those on the sides of him was probably just a defensive bumper.
Defend himself.
Yeah.
Question, because I'm completely absent-minded of this.
Yeah.
Remind me again how he claims he is responsible for the Beast.
Because what happened was McAvoy's dad was on that train.
That's right.
And his dad was
You're right. Okay.
I was just going to explain it for them too. Then
now it's clicking.
His dad was going to go and look at the DID program to help. And his father died. The only one to survive was Bruce Willis.
That's right.
Done. And so that he was left with an abusive mother that created the Horde.
That's right. I absent-minded. I was like, wait, what was that one? But like for me, most of this movie, I'll be honest with this review, is going to be with the end. Because
most of it.
Well, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Most of it progressed in the end, anyways. Like we got they're almost like the whole beginning was a recap.
Slowly went, and then when we got to that third act, it was like, here's your waterfall. Here's everything.
It's like a steam engine, and it's slow to get started. Once it's started, it's going, and that's what it took. As soon as we started getting Glass doing his thing, it all just like downhill.
Yeah, I think the steam engine's a good example for the pace of it. But I mean, here's something that I want to ask you, and this has to go on into other things. So I'm looking at an article here, and it says the title of the article is Glass Needs a Sequel. What's next for the Unbreakable universe? Because you and I even kind of mentioned in the car ride home that, oh my God, they might be like you made the joke of, oh, let's hope that it's better than the Monster universe.
I did make a joke about that.
That was, but here's the thing, and I just want to throw these two things out and then kind of let you speculate with it, is that M. Night Shyamalan has said that, so according to Shyamalan, this is the end of the tale he begun with Unbreakable, which he refers to as the EAS Trail, 177 trilogy. For all that's the case, though, the fact remains that the Mr. Glass character considered it an origin story, a tale of how he transformed the world and unleashed superhumans across the face of a planet. Glass ends with a whole new status quo that would surely transform the entire human race, and it's quite possible Shyamalan will decide to explore it. And the reason that goes into that is, so I'm thinking it's an end to the Unbreakable trilogy.
Yeah.
Because Dunn's dead, Kevin's dead, Glass is dead. All three of them are dead. But when you look at it, the Doctor goes back to her secret society and
Clover.
says,
We'll just call it Clover for now until we find out who they are.
She says that we will find other ones in other cities.
This is before we'll reveal what Glass did, his
exactly
misdirect.
However, the other ones, the main three, like the
Elijah's mom, or Glass's mom,
the son of Dunn, Joseph Dunn, and then one of the victims of Kevin.
Yeah.
They all released onto the world what Glass had sent to his mom, and all three of them.
All the footage that he got from the actual hospital.
And
of the fight between, just in case it for them, the fight between
Beast and Dunn,
which was actually pretty cool to watch.
And I mean, like watching Beast run along, like Beast and X-Men.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of, on all fours. Now the world knows that they are real, and I wonder if we are ever going to get, because some people, I've seen it, some people are like, no, we're never going to get a sequel to this. Other people are like, oh my God, we need a sequel to this now. Where I wonder if we're going to get a sequel where we get other stories. Like, hey, we're in Chicago now, because this was Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Maybe, I don't remember.
Hey, we're in Chicago now. This person saw that on YouTube, and they were like, hey, I've got some powers. And we see other stories of other people popping up in this universe having unique powers.
Yeah, no, I really hope they do, because I feel like that was otherwise that's a really shitty way to end it to a degree, because to kill off all three.
How many times has M. Night Shyamalan cock teased us, though, in his movies?
Oh, I know.
Where it's like, oh, here's a tease, we could have more. Nope, not going to have another movie.
I really hope so. The person I saw with yesterday, and this is someone who saw Unbreakable in 2000, saw Split, loved them both. Now she's telling me, yeah, basically her childhood's been ripped out from under her.
Really?
Well, that's because those movies were like the movie she saw.
Okay.
Because all of a sudden they killed all three characters.
Okay.
It's like, well, I always thought like there was gonna be more to Unbreakable and Split and blah blah blah, and it's like now it's gone. So I kind of really hope M. Night Shyamalan has a plan of at least 2 more movies to go along with it, so this doesn't just end with starting a universe that goes nowhere. Because even like Glass's mom states, well, this is the start of a universe, something like that, paraphrasing.
Yeah, this is something special, and they're
holding
all
hands, like we're becoming part of a universe now, or something like that.
Yeah, here's the only thing I'm going to throw out with that.
Yeah,
and we had this discussion in the actual podcast this week when talking about Ghostbusters. The thing right now you got to look at this movie.
Yeah, I know.
This movie was $20 million to make. As of right now, has only made $89 million. So I mean, it depends.
So they've only made $69 million.
Is Universal, and of course you've got internationally as well, with how that's going to do. Do you think that it's going to, like, will it be enough for Universal to say, yes, let's go with a universe on
I would say, how much did Split make?
I was going to look up something different than Split, but I'm going to look up Split. No, I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah.
Let's see. Split, that was only $9 million to make. That one made $278 million.
Oh, wow. So they may not.
Wow, that one only made, well, you think about it. 23 characters played by one person. That's got to save a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's going to save a ton of money.
It does.
But yeah, that was only $9 million to make that film. Jesus. Didn't think it was that low to make it. But yeah, Unbreakable. Of course, Unbreakable, I will say. That one might be a little bit different because it was 17, 19 years ago.
Yeah.
It was 2000 when that movie came out. That one was $75 million to make, and it made $248 million. So, I mean, this one's making far less, but this is another question for this movie. Was the marketing good enough for it? Did they do the marketing right to where it made, because I felt like as a superhero fan, holy crap, this is an interesting take on the superhero genre.
Yeah, maybe they should have hit more on, hey, this is they should have played a little bit more along the lines of, and they did a little bit, like showing the villains, heroes, neon signs in their previews.
I wonder if
maybe not enough.
Totally not enough, because it should have been. It's not like people hated Unbreakable and hated Split. I see this, and maybe they were trying to bank too much into that. They were trying to bank too much into, hey, people saw Unbreakable, people saw Split. Let's just say this is the third movie in that trilogy, and people will come to see it. Well, guess what? People didn't come to see it.
Because people haven't seen Unbreakable since, like, Unbreakable came out 19 years ago now, ish. You can argue 18 if you really want. Semantics. Split came out in what year?
Split was 2016.
So that one came out 3 years ago. 2-3 years ago. So, I mean, yeah, you're not going to have necessarily get that following just because, oh, this was a semi-sequel to Unbreakable, or this is a sequel to Split as well. It's like, no, you're not going to necessarily get those people because it's too spaced out now.
And let's be honest, it's not like...
It's not the biggest...
Well, it's not like they didn't have anything else on here that, like... Here's the movies that were released this weekend. Glass, Stan and Ollie, The Last Man, Genesis 2.0, If Beale Street Could Talk, The Standoff at Sparrow Creek, Don't Come Back from the Moon, The Brawler, Who Will Write Our History, I Hate Kids, Close, Adult Life Skills, St. Bernard Syndicate. That does not even come into
and the Dragon Ball Z Broly movie.
Dragon Ball Z Broly. A Dog's Way Home was out this week. The Upside we saw as one of the movies playing this week. So, I mean, it didn't have to me a ton of big name to take away from it. It was just did you do enough to get people to come and see your movie? And that might be something that hurts it, because I do love the take that this had, especially like at the end, what a twist ending from M. Night Shyamalan. Because
do you want to
go ahead?
Tell them the twist.
Go ahead. You tell the twist.
I was gonna let you do it.
What of how Clover was the first twist? Because I knew I hated her for a reason. Too.
Yeah,
I knew I hated that doctor for a reason, to where, like, and here's another thing, like, and this is like minor nitpick stuff.
Yeah.
Not really minor, but really minor. The thing I hated about that first twist, and I use the word hate, it's not a BVS hate, it's just there was so much potential with it. It would have been a much stronger twist if you made the doctor someone I liked. Make the doctor somebody that I like, who is trying to help them. Where it's not necessarily so much of her character was, there is something wrong with you. Negative, negative, negative. To where I'm sitting there going, fuck this bitch. I hate her. Like, I hate her because she's locking these people up. She's freaking nuts herself. If they made her a different way, where it was like, honestly, where you feel like, oh, she's looking out for the best interest of them. She cares about them. Then the twist at the end goes, oh shit, she's a part of the Clove, like, she's a part of that? The secret organization? What? Like, and then it messes with you because you liked her, now you have to hate her. It's not a big of a twist if you already hate her. It's kind of like her hand comes out and she shows the symbol, and I go, oh, now it makes sense. Like, that was the twist.
That's why you hate her.
Exactly. And then the second twist was the, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the, oh, did someone download this, and him sending the footage?
Yeah, that would be the second twist, because
go ahead and you talk about that.
It was the misdirect. So she's thinking that she had everything wrapped up. She got rid of those three, and nothing is really the matter. And she tells the organization, yeah, we have this under wraps. We're good. We'll be able to just maybe convince people they're not special in this way. And then she's at a comic book shop for what reason I actually don't get.
Well, no. I know why she's at the comic book shop.
Why?
Because remember, in front of the organization, she says, we will go to other cities.
Oh, yeah.
So she's researching. She's using the comics to research and keep up to, how do we find these people? Because obviously they're getting the inspiration from these comics.
That's true. So, like, people have seen these things, so they're taking that inspiration. That's right. I forgot they said that in the movie, actually. The comics were just
yet
like...
again, sets up a universe.
Yeah, it's like these comics are inspired by events people have seen. So yeah, I forgot about that part. So she goes to look for that, and she hears these two kids talking. Yeah, the Mastermind, I think, was the one they actually said the superheroes, the supervillain's name. It's like, yeah, no, he gets everyone looking in one direction, but he actually has a second, has a master plan behind it. There's always this there's always a bigger plan, and then she just looks up and goes, shit.
Yeah, basically.
Goes back, you deleted for the files and the backups. Yeah, did anyone download it? Someone was live streaming it the whole time. Mr. Glass.
And that was the one where I'm like, yeah, like that one was a bigger punch than the
punch
first
in the
twist.
gut.
Yeah, like not even that. Like,
punch in the gut for her.
But for like, and that's why, maybe that's why they did it to where the first twist isn't a big one. Where it's maybe the first twist then was supposed to be I get it. To where then the second twist was like, yeah, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, the first twist is supposed to be like, make you feel like, yeah, no, I have this movie figured out.
With me, I just wonder, and this to me would have made it even more impactful. You like her, the first twist happens, you now hate her. Then the second twist happens, yeah, you're right, because now you're feeling more hate towards her because you feel deceived.
I'm wondering if that would have taken away the impact of the second twist, though, as opposed to enhanced it.
It all depends on everyone else. I know I'm speaking with me.
Yeah.
If you feel like the person deceived you, that hate is going to be more to where then when they get wronged, you're like, yeah, you got what you deserve because you deceived me. You lied to me. I liked you. See, I thought you were good, and now you're not.
I looked at it from a little broader perspective of like specifically fuck that lady. It was, to me, it was like, oh shit, he got everyone's asses.
Yeah.
Like everyone.
He was the smartest because he wanted to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, and he was. And that's the thing. He set out and did what he was planning to do. He wanted to show everyone that superheroes are real. And he did that.
One thing I will say.
Yeah.
And this is what I was going to throw out with the box office numbers.
Yeah.
Just because it isn't doing great box office wise, to me, doesn't mean they won't make another one. Because just think of this. And I didn't expect this to happen, but look at it.
Yeah.
The Mummy.
Yeah.
Cost between $125 to $195 million. Made $410 million. Have we seen another monster movie?
No.
From that universe? No. They were going to do it, and then they killed it. So, I mean, yeah, that one made money, but it was such a bad movie. It was so badly reviewed that they're probably like, yeah, this monster, this dark universe
thanks a lot, Tom Cruise.
Isn't a good idea. Let's see. Remakes. Did they officially kill it? No, I haven't seen anything. But really, they stopped talking about the monster movies that they had coming up. But before we get into the very last part, anything you think in this movie we did not talk about that we need to hit?
No, I think we hit most of the important parts.
I know what I'm talking about.
What I miss?
McAvoy.
Oh,
amazing!
Yeah. Yes.
To me, how he was able to jump between each of those characters, and honestly. This is the last thing I did want to mention is with Hedwig.
Yeah.
Because the thing that hit me the most that was like, oh my God, that is so true, is when Glass is talking to him. And he's like, you are special because you can see the world as it truly is. Basically, all he sees is a 9-year-old.
He sees the eyes through a 9-year-old. Yeah.
Is good. Like, you don't see bad.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what the world could be because you're a 9-year-old and you're dreaming.
Yeah.
Like, you dream about good things and you're seeing the world for what it could be good-wise rather than what it might be, which is negative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just generally seeing what the world could be. So seeing potential in everything.
Yes. And that's why, he's such a bubbly kind of character.
Yeah.
And such a, fun character.
Just thought of it, though.
What?
Do you like Kevin now?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was good.
Where he saw the hand. you like Kevin now? Because he kissed her, remember?
Yeah.
She's my girlfriend. We kissed. We cool. I wonder if that was in Split where she kissed Kevin and then Hedwig came out and was like, you like me. I wonder if it was something like that.
Yeah.
In Split. Gonna have to watch it.
I'm going to have to watch it, yeah.
So here's what we do at the end. If you're new, we give two things. First, we go into our show stealer. And what our show stealer is it's the MVP of the movie. This is the person that stole the show, MVP, most valuable performer for the movie. Then we'll go into our review. We'll give our numbers. We give it out of 5. So 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, etc. And then we will end the podcast. Johnny, I'm going to let you go first. Start 2019, kicking it off to you as I accidentally spit on the microphone.
Gross.
Who's your show stealer?
Show stealer McAvoy. To be able to do 23 different characters is pretty amazing, especially like when you make them predominantly different.
Yeah, and the thing too, and this is to me what solidified it, because I'm going with James McAvoy as well, is that the thing that solidified, because throughout the whole movie, I'm thinking two things. I'm thinking I could give it to anyone. I can give it to Samuel, I can give it to Bruce, or I can give it to James. Any one of the main three. Yeah. I can give it to.
Because I'd say Jackson was a very close second.
The thing I would solidify James McAvoy is the death scene.
Yes.
How he died in her arms, going through all the different voices like rapid fire. That was like, to me, I was like, that was probably the best scene in this whole movie. Especially like the part that made me laugh, although he was dying, because it kind of to me was supposed to be like comic relief, is when, what personality was it? I think it was Dennis, where he goes, oh, we're bleeding. Oh, that's totally gonna ruin the pants. You gotta make sure you wash the pants, because we can't let the blood stain the pants now. Like, just going in like that made me laugh a little, because it's like, oh, he's trying to make light of him dying.
Yeah. Well, it shows like each personality and like what they're concerned about and everything.
And then to
like Patricia monologuing the death for a few seconds.
Yeah. And then to go to Kevin and him just saying, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here till the end. I'm gonna stay here till the end. And it was like, oh man, that just hit me like a pile of bricks. That just hit me really deep. So that one scene was like, I had all three of them, and then it went boop and put him above each and every one of them just for that one performance at the end.
Yeah. Well, no, just the fact of also getting all those straight and so fluid. Not even like just that scene,
how he could flow
one into
them.
like just the scenes with him inside the room, like inside his I almost called it a cell, which it kind of was, but his room where he flowed from one into the other.
Lights.
Yeah, exactly. But when he flowed from one into the other, and it's not like it was just it wasn't necessarily abrupt, other than like the.
Speaking of that was a funny scene when he was like on his stomach with like his feet curled above his head,
doing like the dog.
Can you grab me that syringe? Like, I can't reach it, and he just stabs the guy and attacks him.
We almost got you, bro.
And that's where that came in. Johnny, I'll start off. So out of the rating, I am going to seem like a negative Nancy. But I feel like this review is justified. 3 out of 5. Wasn't great. Was good. Wasn't great. Wasn't terrible. Like, this is a movie where did it have its flaws? And to me, its flaws were nothing really big, like minor changes. That first twist, when I watched it immediately, it was like, oh, wow, that's the twist. Then when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that twist, like the second twist hit me harder than the first twist.
I think it was supposed to, though, but that's me. Also,
the pace of the movie. I know you mentioned the steam engine.
Yeah.
The thing that I wonder with that is, although I didn't have a problem with it during the movie, at the end, it kind of seemed like the end of the movie was and it was done. And it was like, oh, okay, that's what we're getting. But I just think it's a 3. Good movie, not great, not terrible. It's right in the middle. What are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 4.
I knew you were going to give it higher than me.
I always
give
do,
movies
but
higher
that's
than
because
me.
I really liked it. I like the fresh take on a superhero movie, bringing it more like basing, not maybe semi basing it more in reality, but making it feel more realistic. Like this shit could happen. Like almost like McAvoy's The Beast, for example, becomes like almost a mind over matter to some degree. Yeah, I mean like. And it was referenced a few times because it must have happened in Split. He was shot twice with a shotgun and survived. It like did nothing. You can see like almost like there were 2 bruises. Like I'm guessing that's where it happened.
The buckshot.
Yeah, the buckshots.
I want to say this.
Huh.
Out of this is going to be year 3 that we will be reviewing movies. So over the past 2 years, do you know how many movies you have rated lower than me?
2?
3.
3.
3. You had 2 in 2016. The first one, Beauty and the Beast. I gave it a 5. You gave it a 4.5. Come on now, man. The second one of that year was, ones you rated lower. American Made. I gave it a 5. You gave it a 4. And then in 2018, the only movie that you did that with, Death Wish. I gave it a 5. You gave it a 4.5. Because you were being just that much kind of a stickler with it. Also, Dave is our only 0.25. He gave Solo a 4.25 instead of a 4.5 or a 4. He was just being an asshole that day. But yeah, only 3 times out of the, let's see, how many movies have we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31 movies we've seen over the last 2 years. This is now 32. And you've only 3 times have disliked a movie more so than me. Or have rated it lower than I have. So I just want to throw that out there.
A little more lenient to movies than you.
All right, Hedwig, you like seeing the greatness in things. I see it how it is. It's a 3.5, right down the middle.
Actually, it was a little above the middle.
A little past the middle, but like I'm not gonna give it. I'm not gonna be a stickler on this one. I'm not gonna give it a 2.5 to be right in the middle. Any final thoughts on this before we close it up?
No, I think we hit everything we need to.
Besides that, Johnny's way too lenient of a grader, and thank God.
Or maybe you're a little too sticklery.
Thank God you're not a teacher, because then the youth.
Maybe you're a little too much a stickler when it comes to movies.
You gotta hold these
kids
up to
it's a
standards.
movie.
You gotta. I'm saying as a teacher, because I am one. You gotta hold these kids up to a standard. You can't be too lenient on them. Gotta hold them to a standard. But
Stanyard.
I keep saying that. It's like the third time I said Stanyard. What is it, like a lanyard? But go ahead, let us know what you guys think of Glass down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for checking out this review. Who's your show stealer? What is your review of it? Make sure to check us out on patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. We can't do what we do each and every week without the help of our patrons. Make sure to check us out at mostvaluablepodcast.com, where you can catch MVP each and every day. And last but not least, go and rate and review the Rick and Johnny podcast on iTunes and Apple Podcasts. Want to thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Want to thank you guys for listening on podcast services around the world. And as always, have a good day, everybody.